In today's class, we are going to see about DC generator working principle. So DC generator. So DC generator is a device which converts mechanical energy to electrical energy. So it works based on the principle of dynamically induced EMF. That is, it works on the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. So what is Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction? It states that whenever the flux linking with the conductor changes, there is a EMF on the conductor. So whenever the conductor rotates, so across the conductor there is a change in the flux linking with the conductor. Because of that, there is a change in the EMF. So that EMF is called as a AC current. So the dynamically induced EMF equal to E equal to d phi by dt. Here phi equal to flux linking with the conductor. So the rate of change of flux linking is nothing but your EMF. So DC generator principle. So when there is a change in flux linking with the conductor, so whenever there is a relative motion between a conductor and flux, there will be a change in the flux. So for the relative motion between conductor and flux, we have a two option. So the first option is when we are keeping our conductor is stationary and flux is moving. The second option is we are keeping our flux is stationary and conductor is moving. So the conductor can be moved by the prime movers. The examples of the prime movers are diesel engine, steam turbine and diesel turbine. So the prime mover will produce some torque. So that torque will rotate our conductor. So whenever the conductor rotates on a uh, stationary flux, there will be some induced EMF. So because of that, we are getting the electrical energy. So this works based on the principle of Faraday's law of electromagnetic. Single turn of conductor will produce very less amount of EMF. So we form a conductor of several wires or several coils, which ultimately forming a winding. That winding is called a armature. So we need to check what is the direction of EMF that is induced in the conductor with respect to direction of flux and relative motion between conductor and flux. So the direction of EMF can be find by applying the Fleming's right hand rule. So what is Fleming's right hand rule? So this we already know the Fleming's right hand rule. So if you are keeping our right hand like this, so our thumb finger, index finger and middle finger. So all the fingers should be right angle triangle with each other. So here the your index finger represents the magnetic field and your thumb finger represents the motion of the conductor and the middle finger represents the current direction. So the induced EMF direction we are getting by the Fleming's right hand rule. So the direction of EMF induced. So here we have four cases. So in this first case we have a pole, that is north pole and south pole of the magnet. Always we know the magnetic flux from the north pole to south pole. So here the circle represent the conductor. So this arrow mark represent the relative motion of the conductor. So in this direction the conductor moves. So if we are keeping our right hand to this direction, so the magnetic flux direction will be towards from the north to south. So we have to keep our index finger like this, and if we are keeping our thumb finger with the relative motion of the conductor, so what is your middle finger direction? So it is towards us, that is the current is coming out. So this dot is represent the direction of the EMF or current induced. So according to the Fleming's right hand rule, the current is coming out. So take the second case. In the second case, we are reversing the direction of the conductor. That is, the conductor is moving on this direction. See this arrow mark. But we are keeping here the flux direction will be stationary. So if we are keeping our right hand towards, that is, our index fingers towards the flux direction, and uh, our thumb finger with the direction of the conductor, what is the middle finger direction? It is going outwards, so the current is going towards into the conductor. So this is the second case. So coming to the third case, we are reversing the flux direction. So now see it, we have changed the direction of the magnet. That is, north pole is up and south pole is down. So we are reversing the direction of the flux. Now the conductor moving direction will be here in this side. So here in this side. Now you keep your right hand like this. Now the current going direction is towards in. So then fourth case is again we are reversing the conductor moving direction. Now our middle finger is going towards out. That is, current is going outwards. So from this Fleming's right hand rule, we can able to find out the direction of EMF induced across the conductor. Direction of EMF induced. Whenever we want to reverse the direction of EMF induced, uh, so we have to change either the relative motion of the conductor or direction of the flux. Any one we have to change in order to reverse the direction of the EMF. So if we change both, there is no EMF across your conductor. Magnitude of induced EMF. So the EMF equal to B. B represent the flux density, that is Weber per meter square, and L represent the active length of the conductor, and V represents the relative velocity of the conductor with respect to magnetic flux. So here theta represent the angle between plane of the rotation and plane of the magnetic flux measured from the axis of plane of flux. So that is the angle between the plane of rotation and angle between the plane of magnetic flux. So in this, here the magnitude of the EMF depends upon the perpendicular component of the relative velocity of the conductor. So this plane represent this rectangular path represent the plane of the magnetic flux, and this path represent the plane of the conductor. So center dotted line represent the axis of the plane of the magnetic flux as well as plane of the axis of the plane of the conductor. So now check. So here there is an angle between the plane of the conductor and plane of the magnetic flux. So here the EMF depends on the directly proportionate to the velocity of the conductor as well as angle between the rotational uh, rotational force of the conductor with that of plane of the constant magnetic flux. So now the both the planes are perpendicular to each other. So now the theta is 90° and the EMF is maximum here. So whenever the plane of conductor and plane of magnetic flux is perpendicular to each other, so there will be a maximum EMF induced across the conductor. So whenever both the planes are parallel, so there is no theta equal to 0, so there is no EMF. So one important point. So inside motor machine, we have one rectifier which converts AC to DC. That device is a mechanical rectifier. It is called commutator. So why we need this device? Because the EMF induced EMF is AC current. So it is the AC current, but in the case of DC generator, we want output as a DC current. So we want output in terms of DC. So which device is converting AC to DC? That is the commutator. For that purpose, we are using commutator which converts your AC current to the DC current. So now we are going to see the principle of operation of your DC generator. So here this is a DC generator which converts your mechanical energy to the electrical energy. So in order to rotate your shaft, that is in order to rotate your conductor, they will use the some prime mover device here. So the electrical this DC generator will act as a mechanical to electrical conversion device. So it works based on the principle of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. So what will happen? So whenever there is change in the flux, so there will be EMF induced. So here we got two poles, north south pole, and we got the conductor ABCD. So that conductor is connected across the ammeter. So whenever you see it, whenever there is a rotation of conductor, there is a current across the ammeter. So it works based on the principle of dynamically induced EMF. See it? So the magnitude of EMF depends on the theta. That is already we have seen that. So if the conductor direction is plane of the conductor is perpendicular to the flux direction, so the EMF induced is maximum. So whenever it is parallel, there is no EMF. So here it is 0. So whenever the theta is there, so it is actually directly proportional. So this is a single loop AC generator. So there will be a less amount of current. So if it is a perpendicular to the flux, the current is maximum. So now COC here, if it is perpendicular, so it is maximum. So the conductor has loop A, B, C, D. Okay, A, B, C, D. So actually here this generator will produce a AC current because AC current it will produce. So because of the commutator action, we are converting the AC current to the DC current. So this is device as a commutator device. So how this commutator device will convert? You check out. So it has two segments, that is A segment and B segment, and it has been separated with the insulated layer. It is made up of some mica. So it has two brushes. So it has two brushes with it. So how this commutator is converting our AC current to DC current, that we will see now. Now there is a loop of conductor A, B, C, D. That A segment of the commutator is connected with first brush and B segment of the commutator is second brush. So it is connected with positive terminal and it is connected with negative terminal. So whenever there is a rotation, the current is from M to L. The current is from M to L. So after one single rotation, so the slot DA comes up and BC comes down. Now the B segment is connected with the first brush and A segment is connected with the second brush. So now also the current direction is from plus to minus, that is M to L. So without the commutator action, so if you are taking out commutator from the DC generator means actually it will produce alternating current. The current direction will be reversal. But because of this commutator action, we will get current on the same direction. So for this A, B, C, D slot also M to L. The current direction is M to L. For this D, C, B, A slot is also the current direction is from M to L. So we will get the DC current because of this commutator action. So if you are taking out this commutator out of the DC generator, we will get AC current itself. See, without commutator, it will produce DC current only. This the commutator are also called as split rings. The action of the split rings is also known as a